Let's talk a little bit about defense. What do you think when I see this defense? I see a lot of problems for opposing offenses relative to what it was a couple years ago with Jim Schwartz. Where do you think this one ranks?
Look, I mean, I think first off, when you talk about 2024, I think you have to give some serious, understanding to that things were so bad. You felt the defense at times were just like, man, there's just nothing we can do. And not that that's it sounds like a cop out, and it probably is, but it's got to be difficult when you're out there and man, we got to hold them to under 15. We got to hold up. I'm saying that's a really tough spot to be in as a defense. I think what I noticed from 25 thus far to 23 is the overall speed, is the hats to the ball. Even, and I know we talked about this a ton in 2023, even when there was a tackle missed in 23, maybe the guy got another yard, or maybe he didn't, because maybe he shook an ankle tackle from one guy, but there was one guy up, under his chin on his numbers. So it was like such much better of a group effort in 2023. Certainly the pass rush, with Miles having a defensive player of the year season, but everybody else being good as well. I think the way you look at this now, and you get a boost today that Mike Hall not practicing, but is now past a physical. So you basically got these 10 guys who I think the Browns really, really like this group. And every single one of them pretty much can, in one way or another, has some pass rush ability. Every one of the 10 guys they kept has some pass rush ability. That is a really, really impressive thing. The linebacker room, I think Schwessinger's really going to become special. I also think if you're going to able to generate the pass rush similar to 2023, that uplifts the secondary as a whole. You know what I'm saying? You're not covering as long. You're not chasing routes that could be 3 to 4 seconds. A lot of it is just trail coverage. And, a lot of those balls in 2023, even if the quarterback got rid of them, they were straight overthrows, or they were thrown over his shoulder out of bounds on purpose. I really think the defense, feels a heck of a lot better than it was in 2024. Even though you probably have some questions, certainly about the way this cornerback room is going to finish shaking out and what exactly, the safety rotation is going to look like. We know what we have in Grant Delpit. We're very confident in Grant Delpit. But you got to think between the other 4 guys they've kept that are there, look, there's nothing stopping anybody from stepping up and claiming some legit playing time. Can it please be one of them?